Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my April 2024 movie and TV show wrap up. I want to get back to doing these monthlies because I really do enjoy talking about movies and TV shows. Unfortunately, I didn't get to that many this past month, mostly because by this point my mental health was a bit of a dumpster fire and I just didn't have the motivation to watch anything. So I've only got 10 movies and 4 TV shows to talk about, so not the best viewing month, but I've got enough things here to talk about, and hopefully moving forward in May I will have more things to talk about. And yeah, so I'm going to start this with the 2 movies I managed to see at the cinema. So the first one that I saw was Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. Overall, I did enjoy this, but I was also expecting a little bit more of Godzilla and Kong. I found I didn't really like the separate storylines, especially Kong's. I found that one kind of dragged a bit for me. I found Godzilla's solo storyline more interesting, and I would have preferred more just from Godzilla. This movie itself was fine, but I think I was expecting just a little bit more. But yeah, it's, for one of these MonsterVerse movies, I enjoyed watching it. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5. And then the biggest surprise for me this month was Abigail. I wasn't planning on going to see this, and then I started hearing really positive word of mouth for this film, and it seemed intriguing because I love stories that take place in remote settings, like just the one location, and this movie took place in predominantly an old mansion, and I ended up loving it. It was just sort of one of those ones you sort of, you begin to get invested in the characters and you actually want them to survive, and it's just all the twists and turns this movie took. It was a different take on the vampire genre, and I had a really good time watching this. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. So those were the 2 movies that I managed to see at the cinema in April. And then I continued on with, I'm going to talk about my MCU rewatch, because I got 2 movies rewatched in preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine, which I'm super excited for. I saw the trailer. It looks amazing. I can't wait for July. But I did rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Age of Ultron. Both movies I enjoy a lot. Age of Ultron's growing on me with each time I watch it, because I think it's interesting. So it was one of those movies where when I saw it at the cinema, like, it was basically the hype and everything, and I loved the movie. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, not as good as I remembered it. And then with subsequent viewings, it's actually gotten like a lot better, and like in my opinion, and I enjoy it just that little bit more. It's sort of a middle of the road, like Marvel MCU movie for me. So, and then I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I would probably say the first one is probably my second favorite overall. Now, obviously that all 3 movies are out, but this is just a great introduction to this universe. I love love the humor, the characters. It's a great time watching this. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then I actually watched a blind buy. I know, who am I? I watched a movie called Conquest of Space, which is from the Imprint line. This was an interesting movie. I knew going in that it was going to be a cheesy sci-fi film because it was from the 1950s. And you could tell, because even with the Blu-ray transfer, the quality of the movie was interesting, like the production values, and you could tell it was made very, very cheaply. And which, considering it was 1950s, not surprising. But this one, yeah, it kind of took many because it sort of started out where there's like they're all living like it's this they're on this International Space Station type community where it's like different nations all working together, set shortly after the Second World War. It's not, I can't remember what year this was set in, but it's like implied there was a major war, because you could tell it was because they make references to World War II and things, but I can't quite remember if it was set up directly as a response to World War II or if there was another conflict or that. But they're on this space station, and these group of like the elite astronauts are told they're going to Mars, and things go weird after that, and they get stranded there. There's a an attempted mutiny, and it was weird. Not the worst movie I've ever seen by far, but it's definitely not one I'm probably going to rewatch if I'm being perfectly honest. But I'm glad I watched something that I bought, and instead of, just sitting on my shelf for another 5-10 years. And then the other movie that I watched that was a first time viewing was something I'm surprised I actually haven't seen before, and that is Hello Dolly. I watched this on Disney Plus because I wanted to watch a movie, and because I was trying to stay awake because it was one of those ones that I'd had a long shift at work, and I had to go to bed early that night as well because I had another early start, and basically I was like, I'm gonna put a movie on and hopefully I don't fall asleep during it. I picked Hello Dolly. It's on the longer side, it's 2.5 hours, but I absolutely loved it. I loved the songs. It was just such a charming movie, and yeah, I definitely will be rewatching that. Maybe at some point I will, because I actually used to have the DVD, but then I sold it. That was one of the ones I actually regret selling, and it was because it was on Disney Plus. I thought I would just stream it, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. When I'm a bit more financial, I may go ahead and add it to the collection, but yes, I watched Hello Dolly. One of the best movies I've seen in a while. And then I was sort of in a musical mood this month. I rewatched the original Into the Woods Broadway production with Bernadette Peters. Fantastic production. Yeah, I love Into the Woods. It's one of my favourite musicals, and this is my go-to version. I do enjoy the Disney film, but my one's with the original cast. And then randomly I was going through the letters, I picked a random letter and I continued on watching movies from that letter, and I ended up, because I went with Conquest of Space, I decided to continue on with the Sea films. So I I say it's a hybrid of a first time viewing and a rewatch. I have seen this film, but it's been over 10 years and I didn't remember much of it, only a couple of scenes. And that movie is Casablanca. I was well overdue for a rewatch of that film because it's, as I said, it's probably been 2011, 2012 was the last time I watched it. I need to rewatch that movie more often because it's a fantastic film. So many quotable lines and scenes, and yeah, I'm glad I rewatched it because I actually realized I haven't been giving my ratings for it. So I think Conquest of Space 3 out of 5 stars. Hello Dolly 5 out of 5 stars. Into the Woods original cast 5 out of 5 stars. Casablanca 5 out of 5 stars. And then continuing on with the Sea films, I rewatched Camelot from 1967. I love this movie. Again, one of my favorite musicals, and even though it's 3 hours long, it does not feel like 3 hours. And yeah, it's fantastic performance by Richard Harris as King Arthur. I love his take on, like, you know, this role. And yeah, you know, Vanessa Redgrave as Guinevere, perfect casting. So yeah, so that was, I loved getting to rewatch that. And then the last movie that I watched in April, randomly, I was in the mood to rewatch Murder Mystery. I had watched this back when it first came out, and I wanted to watch the sequel because I haven't watched that yet. But I wanted to rewatch the first one. I'm actually glad I did rewatch this because it's a lot of fun. I'm not the biggest fan of Adam Sandler. I can take or leave his movies, but this one I actually like. I like his relationship with Jennifer Aniston's character, and yeah, the shenanigans they get up to when they're caught up in this like literal murder mystery. And yeah, it's just got that really good blend of action and comedy, and I really like this one, and I want to check out the sequel hopefully sometime this month. So Murder Mystery gets a 4 out of 5 stars. And then we move into my TV watching, and this is where it took a bit of a battering, because at the start of the year I was watching, because I keep track of the TV show, like how many TV show episodes I watch in a month, and basically April was not a good TV watching month. I didn't even crack to 50 episodes, and in February, the most amount of TV I'd watched was like 208, I think it was, or something like that. I watched a lot of TV in February. And in April, I got to like 45, and I only finished 4 TV seasons, which, yeah, not my best, as I said, not my best effort. But oh well, hopefully, as I said, hopefully May will be a lot better. So the first one I have is I watched Doctor Who Planet of Giants, because that was like a 3-part story, very quick to watch. I haven't progressed with my Doctor Who rewatch. I am up to Dalek Invasion of Earth, which I am planning on watching after this, so we'll see if I actually get to it or not in May's wrap up. But I rewatched Planet of Giants. It's not one of the ones that I've seen the most of, but it's, you know, it's a fine story, sort of middle road, like First Doctor story. Like it's a good, like, First Doctor, Ian, Barbara, and Susan story. I like this one. It's fine for what it is. There's not much to it. It's just the Doctor and his companions get shrunk down, and they realize there's a pesticide that's going to kill potentially millions of people if it gets out, but they can't do much because they're small. So that was Doctor Who Planet of Giants. I did finish watching Beyond Paradise Series 2, because I watched both Death in Paradise and Beyond Paradise. I felt the finale was a little weird, to be honest, because it was gearing up for this wedding, and then the wedding kind of didn't take place. Well, spoiler alerts, I suppose, if you're watching Beyond Paradise. But yeah, I thought there was going to be a bit more fanfare. I don't know, maybe they thought they weren't going to get renewed, so they kind of wrapped everything up, more or less. I'm kind of hoping this means that we'll get a crossover with Death in Paradise, and we can have some people from St. Marie turn up for the wedding. I really want... Actually, I know I'm not the only one hoping for this, but it would be hilarious if Selwyn, like the commissioner, actually met Selwyn the duck. That's what I'm hoping for, and that we'll get that scene. So, but yes, I finished Beyond Paradise. Overall, it's just a fine show to sort of put on, and you don't have to think too hard, and yeah, I just really like it. It's just a very easy to watch show. And randomly, Peter Davison, the 5th Doctor, was in this season. Even though that character, it was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie, the character. Except I thought it was going to go a lot more darker than what the storyline was, so So yeah, so he was kind of in it for a few episodes and then it just ended. So, but yes, I finished Beyond Paradise, and then randomly I started watching the Mallorca Files. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I'm completely butchered how you pronounce this. It's set in, you can sort of tell what I was in the mood to watch. It was basically low-key crime dramas, and I wanted one that had vibes similar to Death in Paradise, sort of like the fish out of water, in a tropical location, and this was the one that got recommended, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It's sort of one of those ones set in a beautiful location. Really enjoyed the relationship between Miranda and Max. I'm not sure if they're planning on doing the whole like eventually getting them together, because I actually think it would work really well if it was a show where they didn't have the two main detectives hook up. I think they've got a really good friendship going on, and yeah, I hope that continues, because I think there's a series 3, but it's sort of in production, like post-production at the moment, because there was only 6 episodes in series 2, and that was because of COVID when that happened. So I'll be curious to see where it goes from series 3, because but yes, I did really enjoy the Mallorca Files, and whenever series 3 comes out, I will be continuing watching that. So that is everything that I watched in April 2024. As I said, not a good movie and TV watching month. Yeah, wasn't in the best headspace, but hopefully things have been sorted and I can get back to my normal watching TV shows and movies, and it'll be good. We'll see, depending on how it goes this time next month. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye!